I could be anybody you want me to be. You want me to be in a scary movie? You want me to play a girl screaming and screaming? Ah! I can do all of that. I need to put on a gun belt. I want to go down the dark alleys. I want to jump over the fence. I want to hurt myself in these movies.
You want to do your own stuff?
I want to have sex in the movies, not real but I want to look like I am.
Okay.
Did Jackie Christie really collapse in the middle of a courtroom after hearing the words life sentence? Or is this one of those moments where reality TV drama and real life blur so badly, no one can tell where the performance ends and the truth begins? Because what happened that day didn't feel normal. It didn't feel staged either. It felt like something snapped. 1 second, Jackie was sitting there, calm, composed, almost unreadable. The kind of face she's worn through years of cameras, confrontations, and chaos. The next second, everything shifted. Gasps echoed across the room. Papers dropped. People stood up without even realizing it. And Jackie? She hit the floor. But here's the twist. This wasn't just about one moment. This wasn't just about a sentence or a reaction. What nobody expected was that this scene would open the door to something much bigger. Questions about loyalty, power, control, and a story that had been building quietly behind the scenes for years. Because if you think this started in a courtroom, you're already too late. To understand how things reached that breaking point, you have to go back, way back, before the headlines, before the whispers, before the tension became too loud to ignore. Jackie Christie didn't just appear out of nowhere. She built her name, brick by brick, in a world where attention is currency. Long before courtrooms and controversy, she was known for her bold personality, her unfiltered opinions, and her ability to dominate any room she walked into. Reality TV didn't make Jackie. It amplified her. From her earliest appearances, she stood out. Not because she played it safe, but because she didn't. While others tried to protect their image, Jackie leaned into chaos. She said what people were afraid to say. She pushed boundaries. She turned conflict into a spotlight. And it worked. Fans watched. Critics talked. Producers kept calling. But here's what people didn't always see. Behind that confidence was control. A need to stay ahead, to manage every narrative, every interaction, every perception. Because in a world where everything can flip overnight, staying in control becomes survival. Over time, Jackie's reputation became complicated. Some saw her as misunderstood. Others believed she thrived on tension. Friendships came and went. Alliances shifted. Trust? That was always fragile. Still, she kept going. Expanding her presence, building connections, creating opportunities that stretched beyond television. On the surface, it looked like growth, like evolution, like someone turning fame into something bigger. But behind closed doors, not everything was as clean as it seemed. There were whispers, quiet at first, easy to ignore. Conversations that didn't quite add up, deals that felt unclear. People who once stood close, slowly stepping back without explanation. At the time, it didn't seem like much. But looking back now, those were the first cracks. And then came the pressure. Because staying relevant isn't easy. The spotlight that lifts you up can also burn you out. Expectations grow, attention fades, and suddenly, maintaining your position feels harder than reaching it ever did. That's when things started to shift. Jackie wasn't just reacting anymore. She was moving differently, more calculated, more guarded, more determined to protect what she had built. no matter what it took. But here's where everything begins to unravel. Because somewhere along the way, the lines between perception and reality started to blur. Decisions became riskier, trust became transactional, and the people around her? Not everyone was loyal. In fact, some were watching, waiting, and possibly even documenting everything. And that brings us back to the courtroom, the day everything finally came crashing down. The room was tense before anything even happened. You could feel it, that heavy silence that sits in the air when everyone knows something serious is about to unfold. Jackie walked in dressed in black, simple, controlled, almost symbolic. Not flashy, not dramatic, just still. But don't mistake stillness for peace. Because inside that room, there were eyes everywhere. Media, observers, people who had followed her career, people who had doubted her, and maybe even people who once stood beside her. And then, the moment came. The judge began speaking. Calm, direct, no emotion, just facts, decisions, consequences. At first, Jackie didn't react, not visibly. But then came the words that changed everything. Life sentence. No confusion, no delay, just finality. And that's when it happened. Her expression shifted, subtle but undeniable. Her body tensed, her breathing changed, and before anyone could fully process it, she collapsed. Not slowly, not gracefully. It was sudden, real. The kind of fall that sends shock through a room instantly. People stood up, some rushed forward, others froze. And in the middle of all that chaos, Jackie lay there, unmoving. Now, here's where things get complicated. Because almost immediately, questions started flying. Was it real? Was it shock? Or was it something else? You see, Jackie's history made it hard for people to agree. Some believed she was overwhelmed, that the weight of everything finally hit her all at once. Others weren't so sure. Because when you've spent years controlling narratives, people start to question even your most vulnerable moments. But what nobody expected was what happened next. Reports began circulating. Fast. Too fast. Information that hadn't been public suddenly found its way into conversations. Details that only a few people should have known started appearing online. And just like that, the story wasn't just about a courtroom collapse anymore. It became something bigger. There were mentions of behind-the-scenes tensions, allegations of broken trust, claims that people close to Jackie had been cooperating quietly long before that day ever came around. And then, one name started popping up more than expected. Mona Scott. Now, to be clear, nothing was confirmed, but the speculation alone was enough to send the story into overdrive. Because if there were deeper connections, if there were conversations happening behind the scenes, then this wasn't just a personal downfall. It was a network. And suddenly, people weren't just watching Jackie, they were watching everyone. Back in the courtroom, things eventually stabilized. Jackie was assisted, the proceedings continued, but the energy had changed completely. This wasn't just a legal moment anymore. It was a spectacle. Outside, cameras waited. Social media exploded. Clips, real or rumored, began circulating. Opinions flooded in from every direction. Some people showed sympathy. They saw a woman breaking under pressure. A human moment in the middle of something overwhelming. Others, they weren't convinced. they pointed to her past, her patterns, her ability to command attention. And they asked the question no one could ignore. Was this the final act? Or the first real moment of truth? Because here's the thing about public figures, especially ones built in the world of reality TV.
Her relationships. The people who had stood beside her through everything, good and bad. Because while the world debated what was real and what wasn't, those closest to her were dealing with something much deeper. Silence, confusion, pain. Imagine watching someone you know, someone you've shared years with, become the center of something like this. Not knowing what's true, not knowing what comes next, not knowing how much of the story you actually understand. That kind of uncertainty changes everything. And for Jackie, the impact didn't stop at the courtroom floor. Her career, hanging in the balance. Her reputation, already shifting. Because in the world she came from, perception is everything. And once that perception cracks, rebuilding it isn't easy. Brands distance themselves. Opportunities disappear. People who once supported you start moving differently. Not always out of betrayal, sometimes out of survival. And that's what makes this story hit differently. Because at its core, it's not just about a collapse. It's about consequences. The kind that build slowly over time, until one moment forces everything into the open. And now, we're left with questions. Real ones. What actually happened behind the scenes? Who knew what and when? And most importantly, was that moment in the courtroom the end of Jackie Christie's story? Or just the beginning of something even bigger? Because if history has taught us anything, it's that stories like this don't end quietly. They evolve. They expand. They reveal layers no one expected. And sometimes, the truth doesn't come out all at once. It comes in pieces. So maybe the real question isn't whether Jackie collapsed. Maybe the real question is, what caused it? And when the full story finally comes to light, will it change everything we thought we knew? Or confirm it? One thing's for sure, this isn't over.